Insurance Mantra every week only on ET Now. Namaskar and welcome to fresh episode of Insurance Mantra, your weekly guide to understand the world of insurance only on ET Now. In today's episode, we are focusing on a key pillar of insurance industry, non-life insurance, with a special spotlight on motor insurance. You can also send us your insurance related queries to be answered in our Expert Speaks segment. But first, for our leadership insight, I am joined by a very special guest, Girija Subramanian, Chairman and Managing Director of New India Assurance, the largest general insurer in the country. Let's hear from her on the current state and future directions of India's non-life insurance sector. Thank you so much, Girija ma'am, for joining us today on ET Now for Insurance Mantra show. I just want to understand from you, with the government push for insurance for all, what role do you see New India Assurance playing, especially in rural and underserved market, and which line of business need to be focused more to increase insurance penetration?
New India is a leader in the non-life insurance market and has been and will definitely do all it takes to ensure that the penetration agenda of the country is pushed at all times. Now there is a lot of scope of expansion in all areas in all lines of business in the rural and semi-urban areas, as the penetration in these geographies is pretty low. So you can see, there are so many vehicles that are still uninsured. On the health side, although the government has taken care of the below poverty line people by way of the PMJY scheme, the Ayushman Bharat scheme, but the wealthy people, most of them do take care of their own needs, but it's a large part of the missing middle that is yet to receive the benefits of health insurance in a big way. And this is where I think we can enter. We can see that we are able to make products that are more affordable for the health insurance part of this population. This is where the financial burden increases, and the probability of ruin also goes up when a person falls sick and there's a big crisis in the family. So it's just, in most of the Indian mid-segment households, you are just one sickness away from ruin, and this is exactly where I think insurance can step in. This can be done by way of awareness. We need to make people more aware. This is missing in the semi-urban and rural areas. And wherever the awareness is there is a sense of overconfidence that possibly this crisis may not affect me, it may affect others, but may not affect me. Then there's a large part of the missing middle that caters to the SME segment of customers. And here also the entire business is totally, all the investments, the savings are invested there, and the reliance is totally on traditional tools and traditional, fallback mechanisms, family silver. But then I think many times because of that, once there is a major problem in the family, people will be forced to wind up their businesses. So we have to see that these people are given a packaged product for this MSME sector, which can be easily done. New India has a product called Nishchit Suraksha for this class, which takes care of the life, the accident, and the health and the accident and the property business interruption cover for this class. And in the property side also, we have there is a lot of retail property that goes uninsured and which has a major problem during a NatCat peril. We have introduced long-term policies for this segment, and I'm sure that if the awareness goes up and we are able to sell, finally this will help the rural and semi-urban areas in a big way. The state insurance plan of the regulator is a very good way to push this agenda via the state insurers for Gujarat and Lakshadweep, and we have set up a dedicated office there to cater to the rural areas of Gujarat. And one of the major products that where we have made a landmark is with the parametric product. We have brought out a parametric product called the Nishchit Suraksha, wherein the risk identification and claims is very easy, and which helps push this product faster to rural and semi-urban areas.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, I also want to understand from you, what are the key challenges in increasing general insurance penetration in semi-urban and rural areas, like in property insurance and health insurance?
It's basically an awareness issue that is there in these areas, as I've already said, and towards this awareness, all insurance companies and the General Insurance Council collectively have launched a massive publicity campaign, Acha Kiya Insurance Liya. And this thing has been launched in major cities, and over the next few tranches you'll see this being rolled out in tier 2, tier 3 cities and into rural areas also. It's a very long-term publicity campaign, and this is bound to be the moment which would possibly bring in a lot of awareness on the lines of mutual funds, a kind of a campaign that has been done, and I'm sure this will bring in more awareness. Apart from that, the attitudinal change needs to be brought in. The way insurance is perceived as a as a tool, as a financial tool from which you need to get a return, to being a protection tool. This entire focus and understanding of the insurance has to change, and that effort has to come in through working on our customers, bringing in concerted workshops, addressing them, trying to give them by way of live examples as to how this is a protection tool, and it is not an investment tool or a tool on which you can have a return. The attitude needs to change, as that a calamity could affect anybody, and climate change is getting more and more frequent, so there is a lot of probability to ruin more than before, and all these things need to be done with a concerted effort across the industry, through governments, through all associations and intermediaries engaged in this insurance ecosystem. So the penetration in health has gone up because of COVID massively. There's a lot of talk about the prices going up. We need the entire ecosystem, the service delivery part also, to realize that apart from being a commercial entity, they need to also do their best to see that we make this penetration and awareness agenda, the sensitivity to attitudinal change become a reality.
I completely take your point, ma'am, but just affordability of health insurance is questioned nowadays. How